Welcome to Between the Business Cards, a podcast that helps business professionals take their network and sales skills to the next level. And now, here are your hosts, Martina Niemeyer and Brandon Souba.
I'm Martina Niemeyer. I'm the Omaha Market President for Center Sphere.
Don't you?
I do.
Every time. We are here to give you tips and tricks and help you in the networking world to take advantage of referral opportunities, getting to know people better on a one-to-one basis, and something that gets forgotten from time to time is recognizing when people have given you a referral that turns into business.
Yes.
We talk about credibility a lot. One of these days, we are going to do a show on my whole credibility concept, but that is not today. Today is just another way to help build your credibility within your group and with your referral partners.
Yes. Yeah, so it's very important to say thank you. I don't think it's anything that has ever, well, I shouldn't say ever. I don't think it's anything that people aren't aware of, that gratitude is a really important thing and that it can do a lot for you personally, but professionally, it can be a game changer just to take the time to express your gratitude that someone thought enough to give you a quality referral that then turned into business for you.
So there's a couple different ways that you can recognize this. Number one, always recognize the person directly to them.
Yes.
It should be part of the process.
Sure.
A lot of us want to know what happened with our referrals and what's actually, I had a phone call today. I was referring somebody over and she goes, oh, and once I go and look at the job and everything, I'll let you know how it goes. I think she said it jokingly, but she goes, because come on, we all want to know what happens with these referrals, right? And I'm like, actually, yes, this is because I wasn't able to help. So I'm now referring somebody else into the mix and it needs to get taken care of. So it's like, no, I do want to know that progress.
Well, and it's always good to know because that credibility piece that you always talk about on here, it really does play into it, whether or not you're going to refer that person again. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe you decided to give the name of a roofing company and they showed up and they were amazing and they took care of your person really, really well. And you want to know that, so the next time you need to give out the name for a roofing person, you're like, let me tell you about Bob. He's awesome. Let me tell you what he just did for this person over here. And so it actually increases the credibility that you have for the person that you're referring as well. Yeah. So, yeah.
Most meetings have a time that they want to recognize activities and business that has flourishing.
Transpired,
Ooh, closed.
Yeah, there we go.
Not a fan of big words. But I have a soapbox, and even in my notes, and she doesn't know what my soapbox is, so I'm just going to do it.
Just says soapbox.
You can thank somebody, and you can compliment their service, but we all get really comfortable in our groups, and I used to do this, but then I was sitting in a room, and after like the fifth person had done this, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this isn't the best idea. Are you ready? Here's what happened. A lawn fertilizer company was in the group. We were all using them. They did a phenomenal job. Well, I'm angry because now I have to mow my lawn more. Oh, well, I'm just so angry that my lawn looks so dang good and my neighbors are yelling. It was all funny, but it was actually a lot of insults.
Oh.
Like they were complimenting, but how they were doing it was very sarcastic. And sitting in the room, and after like the third or fourth one, I was like, oh, actually, guys, ease up. Like,
right.
This sounds, and from a visitor standpoint, it sounds like you're really complaining about their service that you're paying for. And even though, yes, they were saying, oh, because I have to mow my lawn so much. Like, good. That's the point of
kind of the point
service.
of fertilizing your lawn.
So, again, yes, we get comfortable. Yes, it's funny, but we're in a business setting.
Sure.
We have visitors in there. I don't think it kills you to just be genuine and not sarcastic during that time, especially when you're complimenting on the business or how they took care of your client.
Yes.
I really felt, after that I walked away and I did vow to never do it again. But when you make a compliment towards a thank you, make it genuine and don't make it sarcastic.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good soapbox. That's a really good one. I hadn't necessarily thought of that, but yeah, you're absolutely
heard it, right?
correct. Yeah, I
Yep.
have heard it. Where you start having that rapport back and forth. Well, the guest in the room doesn't necessarily know all of that, and so that time especially is probably a good time to be really genuine in what you're doing there. The verbal in the meeting also has some extra benefits to it. So when you are having people, and I have had this in my role, I call people who have visited a chapter and I find out how their visit was. And I will hear things like they do so much business together. Well, the only time they're hearing that is in this closed business part of the meeting, when they are talking about the one-to-ones they sat down to, the referrals they sent, and the closed business they got off of it. And if you're in a room of 15 people and 8 people that week were able to talk about either business they sent with a great recommendation based off of what they heard back, or they're thanking people for the closed business that they got, that means a lot to the other members in the chapter, as well as the guests that would be visiting, because your members are also listening. They might be that person in your chapter that only gets a few referrals a year. Because of the nature of their business, maybe you don't come across people that are really great fits for them all the time. But if they're hearing about some of the other activity, that continues to invigorate them in being a part of the chapter, of sending referrals, of all of that. So, yeah.
The classic thank you card.
It's good. It's a good one.
It is. I feel it's an art that will never die. I do think, and we've aged ourselves many times on this podcast so far this season, but I do think digital is not the worst.
No.
But as I feel old trends are coming back, I think a handwritten thank you card does stand out.
It does really stand out. I know that when I receive them, I will get them occasionally for visiting a chapter. I'll get them occasionally for just meeting somebody for a one-to-one. It sets that person apart. Yeah. It just kind of puts a little bit of a shine on things. And we all know the cost of stamps is what it is. And the time it takes to write that is different. And then, I mean, even if it's just walking out to your mailbox and putting up the little flag, there's extra time put in that. And I think we know that intrinsically, that took a little bit more than a quick, passing statement, even though that is important, and verbal is definitely important. If you feel like you would like to add a thank you card to the way that you're doing things, I promise you it will be impactful.
And I have spent most of my networking world, well, all of it, as maybe a sales representative or like working for a business. I know there's a lot of business owners, but then there's also a lot of sales people on here. Okay, so I was at a bank. I think most of you, if you know me, knew that. I'm not going to lie. It was always kind of cool when I had some mail on my desk, and obviously the person that delivered the mail saw that I'm getting some mail. And those thank you cards, it was just kind of cool.
Yeah.
Come in and see those sitting on my desk. And again, just makes you stand out a little bit.
Yeah, very cool. Another really awesome thing that you can do for people is leaving a review on their platform.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That is a huge thing. And even if it isn't you personally used them for the services, being able to thank them would be a great thing to do. You start to just be able to play into a little bit more of their virtual online credibility as well. And so thanking them or writing a nice review on their platform is really nice. And it goes a long ways. People say, oh, I saw this comment, I saw this review, I saw this thing, and I knew this other person. And wow, if they took the time to do that, that was actually probably really great service, or that was a really good connection. Yeah.
You want to take it even further?
Sure.
Okay, you ready for this? And this was not my idea. I saw this, and it's just so cool. Okay, so you've taken the time. You wrote the review, right? So you went on to the Facebook page, website, whatever it is, and you wrote your review. What happens if you take that same review, put it on a letterhead of your business, print it, and then if you have a binder of business cards and stuff in your group, you put those in the back of the business card binder. So when your visitors are flipping through, all of a sudden they're seeing all of these reviews that they may not see because they're not going online. Just another really cool piece to make that first impression or second or whatever it is to those visitors that, again, we do business, we're serious about it, and we appreciate it.
That's really cool.
It's hard to remember to do that part, but it's impactful, and you can give it to them for their marketing also.
Yeah. Another thing that you can do that helps boost your chapter, but also is great for you when it comes to recognizing that closed business, is tracking it. So the hub is fantastic and has a lot of tools on it, but one of the tools that it has is you being able to track your own ROI. And you put in this closed business and it looks really great on a couple of different places. So first of all, it looks really great for you personally. Nobody gets to see your own personal closed business. Okay, that actual dollar amount is just for you. But maybe somebody in your company wants to see what you've done in Centersphere this year, and being able to look that up easily and say, here is this amount of dollars that I have made the company or myself personally. And so it's been worthwhile is really a great thing. Also, when you get to the point of thinking about, hey, am I doing this another year? It's a good thing to have that sitting right there. It makes the decision really easy if you've logged it. If you haven't, what I hear from people is, well, I know I've done a lot of business. I don't have that specifically, worked out on exactly how much, but I know I have. It's always good when that number is actually defined.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And when people visit, it does a running total of that is submitted for your group. So again, you can show, and there are groups that do show this. They advertise how many one-to-ones they've done. Tell you the truth, the group we were at, they have it printed for all the visitors to see and all the members to track. But it does. It shows the one-to-ones, how many, I think it's quarter and year to date is what they listed. And then it shows that closed business. Again, everybody has a reason they join a group. And if they're going through and visiting 3 and they want to see which one is producing the most, that closed business number is going to be what they're going to use to gauge that.
Yep.
Okay. It's not on our list. Don't average out a seat. Don't say we have 12 members and this is our closed business, so each person in the group averages this. No. It's not good because that's not true for everybody.
No, it's not. Your realtor is not going to make the same amount as the person who is selling essential oils.
Yeah.
And that's not a knock on either one of those industries. They deal with different transactions that are much larger for one than the other. And so just know that when you do that, you're averaging out something that isn't probably true for everybody depending on their industry, right?
And then if someone doesn't get that, you're not mad about it.
Right.
But having that number, the rolling total, again, it shows, and honestly, I don't even think the number really matters too much, but it shows that you're active. If that number is growing consistently, you see it, and it gives a good pulse on the group. Because if it's just a coffee clutch and we like to get together and hang out for a few minutes each week, 1, your growth is not going to be great. 2, the referrals are not going to be great. And that will reflect how you're tracking your closed business, and let's just say that's not going to be great either. So,
right.
Yeah.
And it is attractive. I talk to people all the time that are looking for chapters. That's one of the main things that I do. And so when I am talking to people, they will sometimes ask about that activity. And if it's not entered in on the hub, I don't know what to tell them because I don't go to every single chapter all the time and hear about their closed business and things like that. So it can be a really attractive selling point, if you will, for your chapter, to have them attract other members. Not because they think they're going to get $56,000 just because they sit in your chapter for a year. They do feel like, hey, these people are serious about listening to one another. They're serious about thinking about one another when they leave the room. This isn't just that coffee or lunch that we just stop into once a week, check a box, and keep moving.
All right, so with that, please go into the hub. If you ever have any questions, you can reach out to either of us, and we can help you navigate through that. But it is a huge benefit to your group to track that. It's a benefit for you, especially like we talked about, if you are in a sales role. It's just a really easy way to get that renewal to happen.
Yeah.
And actually, it's pretty sad if you don't get the renewal because you're losing some friends. And if it's because you didn't want to track it, hopefully that's your motivator then.
Yes.
So with that, please go like, share, tell people about this amazing podcast. Check us out on the YouTube page if you want to see all my hand movements above the table because I talk with my hands. But other than that, we will talk to you on a future podcast.
Have a great day.